dared to take the plunge just days after graduating high school on May 24th, 2023. Cameron Robbins, and 18-year-old from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, was celebrating his milestone. He was in the Bahamas, specifically staying at the Atlantis Paradise Island Resort in Nassau, along with several hundred of his classmates. That evening, the group boarded the pirate-themed vessel, Blackbeard's Revenge, for a sunset party cruise. At approximately 9:40 p.m., while near the uninhabited Ethel Island northeast of Nassau, a dangerous dare was issued. Jump off the boat into the dark ocean. Several students immediately reacted, attempting to physically restrain Cameron. They lunged for him, trying to hold him back, but he managed to break free from their grasp and leaped into the water. Footage captured the tense aftermath. Cameron could be seen struggling in the pitch-black sea. Friends swiftly tossed a life preserver toward him, desperately yelling, "Grab the buoy. Hey!" The buoy. Despite their frantic guidance toward the flotation device, Cameron seemed to swim away from it. Within moments, he completely disappeared from sight. The party boat remained anchored for hours as the students searched frantically. Search efforts were expanded to include the U.S. Coast Guard, the Royal Bahamas Defense Force, and the United St. Navy. Continuing until around 3:00 a.m., Commodore Raymond King of the Royal Bahamas Defense Force labeled the area really shark-infested. He emphasized that the probability of survival significantly decreases, especially if an individual is not wearing a life vest and is possibly under the influence of alcohol. After covering 325 square miles over 2 days, authorities officially called off the search on May 27th. Cameron Robbins was formally designated lost at sea, and his body was never recovered. A memorial service was later held in Baton Rouge, where his baseball coach described him as a fierce competitor, and his family remembered him as funny and kind-hearted. If you're finding this compelling and wish to see more content like this, please take a moment to like this post and drop a comment with your thoughts. Don't forget to subscribe for our next stories. The Scolding Challenge on March 22, 2017, in Florida. 8-year-old Kihari Pope was enjoying a sleepover with her cousin and friends. The children decided to play Truth or Dare, which began innocently enough. However, the game took a horrific turn when someone dared Kihari to drink boiling water through a straw. The other children thought it would be humorous to see if she would actually go through with it. Kihari accepted the challenge. She placed the straw to her lips and swallowed the scalding liquid. Immediately, she collapsed, screaming in intense agony. The adults rushed her to the hospital. Doctors confirmed she had sustained severe internal burns to her mouth, throat, and respiratory system. Kihari was admitted to intensive care and underwent multiple surgeries. For months, she struggled with severe complications, her damaged airway making breathing a constant challenge. The internal injuries were devastating. Despite the medical team's tireless efforts, Kihari's condition progressively worsened. 4 months later, the extensive damage to her throat and lungs proved too severe, and she tragically died from the injuries sustained by drinking the boiling water. The case sent shockwaves across the nation, horrifying parents that such a simple dare could be fatal. Warning messages about the deadly risks of dares among children spread rapidly across social media. Kihari's family spoke out, hoping to prevent other children from accepting dangerous challenges. Her death became a cautionary tale in schools throughout the country, and the children who dared her were left traumatized by the outcome. Kihari Pope was only 8 years old. The mollusque misadventure on a pleasant evening in 2010. 19-year-old rugby player Sam Ballard was at a party with his teammates in Sydney, Australia. They were socializing in a backyard when a garden slug was spotted crawling across the patio. As a joke, one of Sam's friends issued a dare: swallow the slug. Everyone laughed, perceiving it as harmless fun. Sam picked up the mollusque and swallowed it whole to the cheers of his friends. He went home that night, thinking nothing of it. Days later, Sam began to feel unwell, developing severe pain in his legs. Within weeks, he struggled to walk. At the hospital, doctors made a terrifying discovery. The slug was carrying rat lungworm parasites. These parasites had infected Sam's brain, causing a severe condition known as eosinophilic meningitis. Sam subsequently fell into a coma that lasted 420 days. When he finally regained consciousness, he was paralyzed from the neck down, left a quadriplegic. The infection had rendered him unable to walk, feed himself, or breathe without assistance. For the next 8 years, Sam lived with profound disabilities, requiring constant, round-the-clock care, with his mother becoming his full-time caregiver. Sam's friends were devastated by the life-altering consequences of their single dare. In 2018, 8 years after swallowing the slug, Sam Ballard died at the age of 28 from complications related to the initial infection. His death highlighted the hidden, deadly risks that can reside in seemingly innocent party dares, leaving his friends burdened by guilt for the rest of their lives. The detonation debacle on October 24th, 2024, during Diwali celebrations in Bengaluru, India. A group of friends had gathered to celebrate the Festival of Lights. The night was filled with the sounds of exploding fireworks and brilliant displays. The atmosphere was festive, fueled by alcohol, leading to a reckless mood. Someone introduced a large box of fireworks and suggested a dangerous dare. They challenged a 32-year-old man in the group to sit on top of the box while they lit the fuses. The man, emboldened by the alcohol and the peer pressure from his laughing friends, agreed. He climbed onto the box and sat down. His friends proceeded to light the fireworks. After a brief moment, the entire box detonated directly beneath him. The force of the catastrophic blast threw the man into the air, causing immediate and fatal injuries. Friends screamed and rushed to help, but it was too late. Emergency services arrived quickly, but the man was pronounced dead at the scene. Witnesses confirmed to police that the incident was the result of a dare. The case received widespread media coverage across India, with news outlets airing footage of the aftermath and issuing strong warnings about the perilous combination of alcohol, fireworks, and peer pressure. The man's family was left to mourn a wholly senseless death, and the friends who encouraged the dare were left both traumatized and racked with guilt. Authorities used the incident as a stark warning during subsequent Diwali celebrations. The water gun wreck in May 2025, high school seniors in Arlington, Texas, were participating in Senior Assassin, a common end-of-year tradition. The game involves students chasing one another with water guns to eliminate opponents, intended as harmless fun for graduating seniors to bond. Players track locations and orchestrate surprise attacks. That afternoon, 17-year-old Isaac Liel was participating with friends. They spotted their target and began a pursuit in a Jeep. The chase became intense, with the vehicle accelerating through the streets. The teenagers were caught up in the high adrenaline excitement, laughing and yelling. As the pursuit continued, Isaac climbed onto the exterior of the moving Jeep, trying to secure a better position for the water gun battle. Friends later confirmed he was riding on the outside of the vehicle. The Jeep then hit a bump in the road. Isaac lost his grip and was flung from the moving vehicle onto the street. His head struck the pavement with devastating force. The Jeep screeched to a halt, and screaming friends jumped out to call emergency services. Isaac was rushed to the hospital with catastrophic head injuries. For weeks, he clung to life in intensive care, with his family maintaining a constant vigil. In early June 2025, after weeks of medical struggle, Isaac Liel died from his injuries. Investigators confirmed the death occurred during the Senior Assassin game. The incident sparked a contentious debate about banning such games, with some Texas schools immediately prohibiting the tradition. If you found these accounts impactful, show us some love. Hit that like button. Share your essential feedback in the comments below. And make sure you subscribe so you don't miss our next crucial piece.